Is India on the brink of becoming a developed nation? This question has sparked debates and discussions among scholars, economists, and policymakers worldwide. In the grand tapestry of global progress, India has been weaving its own unique pattern. With a population of over 1.3 billion, it is a nation pulsating with potential, teeming with talent, and brimming with opportunities. To answer our opening query, we first need to understand what it means to be a developed country. A developed country, as defined by the International Monetary Fund, is a nation with a high per capita income, a high Human Development Index, and a strong industrial sector. Becoming a developed country is often seen as a sign of progress and economic stability. It indicates that a nation has achieved a certain level of economic development and quality of life for its citizens. However, the criteria for determining whether a country is developed or not can vary depending on the organization or institution making the assessment. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, is one such institution that provides a framework for classifying countries as developed or developing. The IMF considers factors such as per capita income, human development, and industrialization when categorizing countries. Per capita income is a measure of the average income earned by each individual in a country. It is calculated by dividing the total national income by the population. A high per capita income indicates that the citizens of a country have a relatively high standard of living and purchasing power. The Human Development Index, HDI, is a composite measure of a country's development, which takes into account factors such as life expectancy, education, and income. A high HDI score indicates that a country has achieved a high level of human development and well-being for its citizens. The industrial sector refers to the part of the economy that is involved in the production of goods and services through the use of machinery and technology. A strong industrial sector is often associated with advanced manufacturing capabilities, technological innovation, and economic productivity. Developed countries typically have well-established industries that contribute significantly to their national economies. These industries are often characterized by high levels of efficiency, advanced technology, and skilled labor. In contrast, developing countries are still in the process of building their industrial sectors and may rely more on agriculture or natural resource extraction for economic growth. However, it is important to note that the classification of countries as developed or developing is not without controversy. Some argue that the criteria used by institutions like the IMF are too narrow and do not capture the full complexity of a country's development. Additionally, the terms developed and developing can carry connotations of superiority and inferiority, which may perpetuate stereotypes and inequalities between nations. In recent years, there has been a growing recognition of the need for a more nuanced understanding of global development, one that takes into account the diverse realities and challenges faced by different countries. Overall, the concept of a developed country is a complex and evolving one. It is influenced by various economic, social, and political factors, and its definition can vary depending on the perspective and context in which it is used. So, where does India stand in relation to these parameters? When compared to the United States, a nation widely recognized as developed, India's per capita income is significantly lower. However, it's important to note that this doesn't imply a lack of development in India. The nation has been making steady strides towards economic growth, with its gross domestic product ranking among the top 5 in the world. In terms of the Human Development Index, India has shown consistent improvement over the years. However, it still lags behind nations like Germany and Japan. Again, this doesn't mean that India is not progressing. It merely highlights the challenges that India faces, challenges that are inherent to a nation of its size and diversity. The strength of a country's industrial sector is another key indicator of its development status. Here, India has demonstrated considerable prowess. It is one of the world's largest producers of textiles and garments. Its automotive industry is robust and growing, and its information technology sector is a global powerhouse, contributing significantly to the nation's economy. So, is India a developed country? The answer isn't as straightforward as a yes or no. India is a nation in transition, a country that is evolving, growing, and constantly redefining its place in the world. In comparison to developed nations like the United States, Germany, and Japan, India has a considerable way to go. But it's important to remember that each of these nations took several decades to reach their current status. India is making progress at its own pace, guided by its own unique set of circumstances, challenges, and opportunities. It is a nation that refuses to be defined by conventional parameters and continues to chart its own course towards development. In conclusion, the story of India's development is not yet complete. It is a narrative that is being written every day, with each step that the nation takes towards progress. It is a story of resilience, of determination, and of a nation's unwavering resolve to carve out its place in the world. The journey may be long, but India is steadfastly moving forward, one step at a time.